Hey, it's me, Mike the Map Maker, and I'm here with a brand new series where I'm just going to sit down, I'm going to make a map, I'm going to talk about my process going through it. So let's just get to it. Here we go. So I've opened up INKARNATE and we've got ourselves a nice little patch of dirt. And the very first map I'm going to do in this series is I'm going to make a starting tavern. And yeah, I think starting in a tavern is such a good idea in D&D. Just is very familiar. And you can do all sorts of stuff and take it anywhere from there. It's got social things, it's got crime stuff. Where do we want to start off? We do have a grid, and I'm going to bring that up because this is important when we start off. When it comes to a grid on Inkarnate, I think it's quite good to have it at the beginning so you can get a sense of scale for all the items you're going to place. Right, with that being the case, a doorway is going to be basically one square, width-wise. Something like that, and then that, like back to back. I quite like that one. So this is going to be the back end, and over here can be the back door, so you can leave and go that way. Okay, so that makes sense. What we'll do then is I'm going to make a little hallway there. I'm going to start with the white dotted lines here, and then start building on that later on, because right now I'm just trying to get a sense, a feel for the space. So I am loosely basing this off of the starting tavern I use in my D&D world. I call it the Red Scales Inn. It's ran by one of the players' foster parents, and one of them is a big dragonborn guy who's now he used to be an adventurer, now he's a fat innkeeper. It's that classic thing. And I'm kind of feeling a little bit saucy. I want to make this a bit more interesting, so we're going to go to the shape tool again. We're going to go subtract. What if we did something like this? I kind of dig that. I actually want to make this even more exciting. I quite like this idea. We're gonna close this off. We're gonna do this. So that would go there. I just need to make everything a bit bigger. So this is why we sit down and you work out the scale. Because I do think I made the map a bit too big for the building I was making. How many sizes is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. An octagon. Yeah, that can be our snug, maybe. But I have just realised an issue. How do you get to the front door? We've got the big road there, and now the front door is kind of obscure. Okay, now with that in mind, we're going to go for the actual walls of this place. Begs the question, do I want to build the walls and the floor separately? There's lots of pros and cons to doing the walls and the floor as one kind of thing, and you can customize them. It's a lot easier, but actually if you do them separately, so you have the floor by itself and then the walls, well then you can do a lot more customization. Easy now. Getting too excited. Okay, I think I'm going to do the walls. We'll do the walls separately, and then we'll do the floor as its own beast as well. Let's start with the fireplaces. Okay, we'll go for the big one over here. And I think we will go with a different one. Give it a bit of variety. Because if you have a fire, you've got to have a chimney. Okay, now if I do this, maybe I can make a little room about halfway. That looks cool. And something like that, let's go with. So we're going to hit that one. We're going to bring it all down. I want the chimney there. Oh, that looks rather nice. And, oh, Tudor walls. That's kind of a nice one. Alright, hang on. Oh, that's kind of sick. We have some stone sort of windows. They look a bit much. What if the window looked exactly like this? Something like that. So it is glass. My big problem with the way that texture looks, because I like the Tudor texture, the problem is the walls just stop for the window, when really you'd have a base thing underneath, because the window is on something. That makes sense? Let me show you. So that's one way we could do it there. Another thing we could do is if I go to this, throw it on the opposite side, we'll get this window, and we'll dump it here. And what I want to do is maybe add a new line underneath. What if I did this? Oh, that looks a lot better. Okay, we're going to go over here. Douche. Maybe a bit bigger. 40? Yeah, 40. And then we'll go to here. We'll shrink this down. Yeah, I like those little diddy windows. They're better. So we're going to go over here and we'll just pop it over there. keep it up. So this is a problem. We've got that weird not finished wall corner thing. What if can I just literally do like a line like that? Yeah, we can add a few bits and bobs. Oh my word. Okay. 60 looks like a nice square. You know what? I quite like that. So we're going to bring, not that. We're going to bring this over here, and I'm going to pop this in all of these corners. Oh, that looks nice. I think that's something we were missing a little bit. Yeah, that and that. You know, I'm probably going to go through and randomize some of these. They look a little bit too uniform, which I'm not a fan of. I think it always makes things look quite obviously artificial. You want to make it look natural if you can. Do these ones want it? That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe just like a couple. Like one there, one there. Yeah. Like that? Yeah. Now I'm looking at the map as a whole. It does look a bit goofy. It doesn't look quite right. There's too many of these cornerstones. I'm going to have to cut them back a little bit. What if I brought them underneath? Maybe that's the ticket. Is if some are up and then some are down. Yeah, I think this is how we're going to do it. We're going to put some underneath and then move them around so it's not as bad. But you can see there's some sort of foundational point there. I think that's quite good. And like slightly bigger. Rotate it. Ooh, what if we did like something like this? Okay, yeah, we need to do something like that. So we're gonna make it a little bit bigger. And then maybe these ones we shrink them down. Okay, now this is how it's kind of coming together. Okay, I've got some windows in there. That's quite nice. We'll have a nice long table in here, maybe. Maybe like would that be good? Oh, here's something I'm thinking of. What if we did like this? I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm certainly really curious. I always love when bars and restaurants do this. We have the wraparound chairs to a nice, great big table. Like a couch. Oh, it's almost good, but it's got this weird sort of aperture look to it, doesn't it? You know what? Here's a little hack that I just remembered we can do. We're going to make a circle, and we're going to make it about that big. We're going to change it from this to just be a white line, and now we have a guide. Yes, we've got a guide. Love to see that. Alright, if we bring this over here... Oh, this is what we needed to do from the get-go. Some significant progress is being made. I feel like the actual framework, the skeleton of the map, is done. So now, we've just got to add all the flesh and the muscles and the skin. Weird analogy. Okay. Yeah. That's looking good. We do want fill, so we're going to fill it with wood. So let's just get it down. I'm just going to give it a really basic thing here. Make it smaller. Doesn't need any stroke for now. Pop that there. Okay. So yeah, this building has a bit of a stone structure to it. So we're going to have wood on stone to match the Tudor walls, I think. Let's change that to stone and see what options we have. Oh, that looks quite nice, but maybe a bit big. Go to 18. Yeah, that seems nice. Bring it down. We can always tweak this later on. So that's looking good. We'll do that like that. Nice. And we'll have to do a subtraction. Can we just do this? Oh, easy as. I love Inkarnate. It's very intuitive. Oh, that was good. Okay, onto the kitchen. And we want some nice tiles. Here we go. Now, what would be good for a tavern? These look a little bit too fancy. These look a little bit too Mediterranean. These are a bit too gothic. Something simple like these. I mean, that's very The Sims. What if we made the scale kind of big? Like 50. Okay, let's make a shape. Yeah, let's go to... Bring the contrast. Make it less punchy. It's a bit too hard on the eyes. Let's go, and let's just start by the snug, because I really enjoy the snug. table. Would we have tablecloths? Is it that sort of establishment? Ooh, that's kind of nice. Like that. I don't think we would. Some snacks, just some random nuts and crackers here and there. That's funny. I love these ones. I love these stamps. There's lots of charming stamps in this. Oh, look, it's like a little hobo bundle. That's so cute. We'll pop you over in the corner here, about there. A little bit of privacy to play games. So this is going to be our table game area where you can play poker. So let's grab some of these stools. Rando. And then we just prop them on the proper layer. We have them rotationally randomized. And yeah, 4 people can now play a game or 2. Might just put one over there. Cool. If we go to that, and then I place that, say, here. We change this. Oh, that's kind of a cool idea. I hadn't really thought about that. Just having seats, nice seats there. Maybe a table. This is where map making gets really fun. You know, we get to actually kind of make our own little bar, and you get to imagine it like it was a real place. I find that there's a lot of enjoyment as a dungeon master making these spaces with that sort of philosophy in mind. Trying to imagine, like, what sort of bar would I like to make? Oh, do you know what might be fun? Oh, do you know what might be really nice? If we do something like this. So flip that around. Okay. We have there be like a little kind of divider with the seats here. So bring it down. Bring it down, something like that. And then something like that. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's actually, I love that. I think that's great. Let's give it a rug. So do we want something like this? Or do we want something like this? Like an animal they hunted. Oh, that's kind of cool. So we're definitely going to want this to be a bit smaller. Will this look daft if it's underneath here? Kinda. Ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, do you know what? This is maybe a bit too modern, but I think this is cool. We have like a wooden frame here with like a glass window divider. Okay, well, let's see. Let's do an alternative one. Same idea. Up here, go over there. Bing, bang, bomb. Glass. It's kind of nice. I quite like that. Where's the other line? I think I prefer that. This is good for like a metal bar or something. Ooh, bring it back. That's a really good idea. Let's grab this, flip it around, and make it the little bar you have at the bottom of bars to put your feet on. Oh, that's lovely. I like my taverns in my universe. Well, if you can't afford a room, then at least you can sleep by the fire late at night. So they're going to have something available for that. Maybe something like this. Rotate you around. Nothing there. What about roll? Yeah, there we go. Great. So that's where they keep the sleeping stuff. So they can unroll and furl their sleeping bags here and enjoy the last embers of the fire during the night. Ooh, this is where the dartboard is going. What I could do is reuse the kitchen texture for this. So if I drop this here, we're going to go to the shape tool. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to draw out a little wedge like that. With fill, we'll go for the tiles like this. Aha! Hopefully you can see what I'm going for a dartboard. So we're going to change the scale up. That's pretty good. Now if we go vertical, something like that. Okay. So this one, we just want that, and we'll bring it down. Oh, yeah, look at that. I mean, like, something like that. There we go. And then can you are there any darts? Cupid arrows. Maybe we'll do that. Hey, that's great. And we'll put them at funky little angles. Boop. And like this. Boop. Okay, that's great. Barrel. We want to go to core, 2 points. There we go. We'll make this a bit bigger. Fantastic. That's it. Nice. Maybe replace one extra one, that one, with another barrel. Very cool. Even a bit piratey. I like it. It's not quite what we want. Pot of coins! Little tip jar. There we go. Little tiny tip jar. Beer barrel open. Beer barrel. Yeah, beer barrel. It's kind of horrible. It's just an open thing like that. We got lots of different beers, and that's about the right size. random. Some are foamy, some are not. Wait, the foamy ones, hang on, these should gonna be over here. The foamy one has just been like dunked, so it's fresh out. Yeah, people are playing cards. Make them nice and big so we can see what's going on. We get another green rug to sprucing this place up. Yeah, something like that. Makes it a bit better. Continue on with the red and green as well. A place for games. I can dig it. And after this, we'll just go toilet. I just need to break the lead out. So we're gonna have a toilet be about that big. If we look at the grid, it wants to be, yeah, taking up something like that. So let us add the light. Let's do something pale blue. So I'm gonna go hue. Yeah, but the sunlight coming through the windows. Something like this. Great. Yeah, like, we'll do the little windows first. Cracking stuff. Do inside shadows now. Because if you go to this, and we really tweak it, we go to, yeah, 0 brightness. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter? Question mark. We can start to do some clever stuff with the corners of the rooms. 100. Place that there. And yeah, we just place it in all the nooks where it looks like it might need it. There we go. And do the same sort of idea, but we're going to use the colour black, and we're going to make it not so opaque. 25 opacity works pretty well. We're going to make a big brush. Just places like this where we want it to be a bit darker. We just go like that. And we can kind of do this. If you go too heavy, don't worry, we'll go to the erase tool. With the opacity, we can just kind of slowly get rid of it. You end up with a bit more this kind of proper lighting. So I think you can have a bit more control than just using the stamps. Yeah, that looks good. Now if we compare to what it was before, yeah, look at that. Okay, so first things first, the main texture. We want to figure that one out. So I did have some maps I used before. Let me have a quick look at those. So I've got some old maps I made. You can check it out in the series It's Business Crime. Lots of free maps there for you. And I remember doing the textures for that. Here we go. And we'll go to this one. This one was quite good, I think. The Apothecary. And we'll see what I did for the textures and try and copy that. And that way, we can imagine it all in the same town. It's like we made this kind of starting town. So I can kind of dig that. So, what have we got? We got bushels and trees. And here's a great thing about this. You can click and drag. Let's go and grab a few of these random bits and bobs. Oh, you can paste it in here. We can start to have similar things. What else do we want to snatch away from this? Oh, these are always good. These, of course, being a place where you can hitch up your horse and just leave them out there drinking water. That's good. We'll have these down here. Let me go for a few of them. Oh my word, we can just snatch this completely up for our own little garden. That's awesome. Wheelbarrow and that. Yeah, so I've done this stuff before, so we can kind of bring it in, can't we? So if we go to this, I can now just click on use, because we got grates as well. There's a whole thing, wasn't it? Now that is a road. And maybe, just maybe, we should go and get some flowers. Nothing crazy. Yeah, something like that. Whoever runs the pub also has a little bit of a flower garden. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? And then one more. You can be a big one. So we'll go to road dirt now. We're just going to try and blend this together. So we're going to go over here. We're going to add the dirtiness. That looks good. And then we're going to add the dry bit on top. And look at that. Immediately, that looks pretty good. You know what we can do? We can do lines as if people have, like, properly gone through it. That's the way to do it. That's a bit of movement to the textures. Okay. And there we have it. That is our starting tavern map. The perfect map to start this new series. Yeah, well, I'm going to post this after I've edited it down, see how it goes. And with the maps, I'm probably going to put a basic version on my ArtStation you can download for free. But currently, I'm working on building up to a Patreon. I'm going to do loads of variations of these maps and hopefully make a bit of bob on the side. That'll be coming in a few months. But if you're watching this in the future, then hopefully that's already up and running and the link will be down below. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. So, yeah, let's make some maps in the future again. All right, see you next time.